Today's burning question is, are e-bikes for cheaters and for lazy people? Now, the reason I'm asking this question today is because recently I've been sent an e-bike to test out by a company called Astute. And I've been riding it over the last few days or so, and quite frankly, I've been really enjoying it. Now, obviously, the two things that many non-e-bikers accuse e-bikers of is cheating and being lazy. And unfortunately, if you are one of these purists, then I don't think there's anything that I or anyone else can say or do that will make you change your mind. In which case, go ahead, leave your comment, and then the more free-thinking, intelligent people can move on and make up their own minds. While I'm here, I'll just do a quick spoiler alert. I personally have nothing against e-bikes, and if you're one of these people that are easily triggered, well then here's some calm music and a picture of a kitten. So let's start by looking at the semantics of it all. According to the Oxford English Dictionary, cheating is, and I quote, to trick, deceive, deprive by deceit, act fraudulently. So for the hard of thinking, that basically means to give yourself an unfair advantage. Now I'll put my hands up here and say that the advantage as far as e-biking goes is unquestioned. You're riding a bike that has pedal assist, it has a motor, so yeah, you are 100% giving yourself an advantage. The real question though is that advantage unfair? Okay, yes, that would be an unfair advantage if you were going to enter a bike race, for example, and you were the only person riding an e-bike and everyone else was riding a regular bike. Or alternatively, if you were going to race up your local climbs and claim all the KOMs on an e-bike and then try and pass it off as you riding a regular bike. Now, interestingly, Strava has a facility where you can log your rides as an e-bike ride. And interestingly enough, there are no segments to compete on, and it appears that there are no KOMs either, mainly because it's pretty much pointless. Yes, okay, I'm fully prepared to admit that there will be some people that will cheat by logging their e-bike rides on Strava as regular rides. But for the most part, I think e-bikers are no different really than regular riders. They like to go out, enjoy their rides, they want to keep up with people, they want to go from A to B without too much stress and strain, and they just want to enjoy their rides. So what about being lazy? Well, I recently did a bit of an experiment. On Monday, I took the e-bike out and I rode up one of the local real tough climbs. It's one called Speltham Hill. It's 500 meters long with an average gradient of 10%, and it has some real tough sections in there at 16%. And then on Tuesday, I went out and I rode the same climb on my regular road bike. Not surprisingly, the ride I did on the e-bike was a lot quicker than the one I did on the road bike. On Monday, the e-bike took me up the climb in about 2.5 minutes, and then on Tuesday I did the climb in about 4 minutes. The interesting thing though was when I looked at the heart rate data. I could see that on both of the climbs my heart rate was fairly similar, so I was about 156, 160 beats per minute, which is about 85% of my maximum heart rate. So the effort that I was putting in on both of the climbs was more or less the same, although obviously when I rode it on the e-bike I was only doing it for 2.5 minutes, and when I was riding it on the regular bike I did it for 4 minutes. As far as my body's concerned, I was getting a workout. Okay, granted, the workout on the e-bike was considerably shorter than the one on the road bike, but my heart was working, my legs were working, and I was out of breath. I think the problem though comes when you start thinking about the ride and thinking about the achievements. Now, yep, riding up on Tuesday under my own power was much more of an achievement. But, you know, I got to the top. I knew what bike I was riding, and on Monday I knew the bike had a motor. I knew that the motor was doing a considerable amount of work. And if I were to get to the top and then convince myself that it was all down to me, then I think sadly my problems are more than just cycling. It may surprise you to learn that most people riding e-bikes aren't some kind of Dick Dastardly type character looking to win some imaginary bike race by fiendish terms. They're just regular, normal people like you and me looking to enjoy their cycling. And the reason they ride an e-bike may be because they want to keep up with somebody who's a bit fitter than they are, or because they don't want to be filled with fear when they think about going up the tough climbs. If you really, really don't like e-bikes, then here's a radical solution for you. Ride the bike that you want to ride and let the people riding e-bikes enjoy theirs. And if your ego can't take being beaten up to the top of a climb by a little old lady on an e-bike, well then I think that says a lot more about you than it does about them. And while we're here, here's a quick news flash. It doesn't matter how fit you are or how fit you think you are, I can guarantee you that there will be somebody somewhere that will genuinely beat you up that climb. For the record, I will be sticking with my regular road bike for the foreseeable future, but that doesn't mean that I won't be taking my e-bike out from time to time when I fancy a bit of a change. Thanks for watching.